And we are live. How's it going, everybody? Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me? Mic check. Test, test. 1, 2. Mic check. Test, test. 1, 2. Okay. I think we are good. We look good on my end. Hopefully, we look good on your end. DM, welcome. All right. So, we got some Seahawks news today, and we got to go ahead and talk about it for a few minutes here. So, the quick rundown is Clint Hurtt is officially about to be, or already is, the Seattle Seahawks defensive coordinator. He has pretty much been promoted to DC already. I don't think it's official yet, but everyone knows it's going to happen in the next day or two. So Clint Hurtt is your new defensive coordinator. However, the Seahawks have also hired Ed Donatell for an unspecified defensive assistant role. A lot of people assume it would probably be like senior defensive assistant. And we also know the Seahawks are still in on hiring Sean Desai to possibly be the passing game coordinator. So, that's a lot of interesting things to digest here. And we are definitely going to have some people who I know are going to be disappointed about Hurtt. We're going to have some people who are intrigued by Donatell, and we are going to have some people who really want to bring in Sean Desai. So it's going to be a mixed bag, I think, from the chat in this video, but basically we're just going to be talking about this defensive coordinator hire and the other presumed staff hires and what it could mean. And I will say for my part that I still kind of feel the way I felt earlier. Clint Hurtt doesn't really excite me, but it is good that we are giving him a lot of support in the form of defensive coaches that have experience and credentials to help him. If they are allowed to do that, that may very well work out quite well. But here's the thing. Clint Hurtt was already our defensive line coach and has been under Carroll's thumb for a while now. So there are some people out there who already believe that he's just going to be another Pete Carroll yes man. However, it seems very likely to me that he or Ed will end up being the play caller, and the ways in which these games are called in terms of play calling defensively does matter. That stuff does matter. It's not like Pete's doing the play calling. And, okay, I understand why Clint Hurtt would take this position, right? Because this is a promotion for him. I kind of understand why Donatell would come here just to be with his son, right? I asked the question earlier today, why would Ed Donatell come here unless he was going to have real power? Some people suggested, well, his son works here, so maybe he just wants to hang out with his son. If that's the reason why he's coming here, then we're going to have a little bit of a problem. However, why would Sean Desai want to come here? Why would Sean Desai want to come here if he wasn't going to be able to actually do something? Because this is a guy with pretty strong credentials. So that's kind of the main theme as we go forward here in this stream. I want to welcome everybody. We already got 50 people in here, so we're going to go ahead and get underway. I'm going to go ahead and go over the rules. I plan to stream for about an hour. I will answer as many questions or comments as I can, but I will not be able to get to all of them if we get decent volume. And there are probably going to be some things that I miss in general, but I'm going to reply to as much as I can. If you have a comment or question that you really want me to address, send it in as a super chat, and I am guaranteed to see it, read it, and reply to it. Channel members are somewhat more likely to have their comments and questions responded to, and that's about it. So let's get underway. But first, as you can see, we did hit our subscriber goal for the month of January, so now we have a new goal for February. I know February is probably the slowest month of the year, unless your team's in the Super Bowl. So, let's go ahead and get underway. Desai brings Akeem Hicks. Donatell brings Von Miller. Yeah, that is something that could really happen. You could really see some of these coaches bring in guys that they previously coached, like Akeem Hicks with Desai. And Akeem Hicks is a guy that makes a decent amount of sense to me to fill the three tech hole. Yeah, Ryan Cobb, I want the money, of course. Daily donation. Hurtt is not a yes man. Neither is Donatel. Pete finally realizes his unaggressive defense isn't working, so he's trying to use Fangio's defense in order to create more pressure and turnovers. That's the hope, right? The hope is that Pete is bringing in a super experienced coach on the defense, bringing in a young superstar on the come up in Desai, and Clint Hurtt to try to figure out how to make this a little bit more manageable, how to make this a little more, build a team that can actually get pressure. Bring back KJ. He's on the list. He's on the list if we can't figure out what to do at will. I would prefer to get somebody younger who has upside because at this point KJ only has downside. But KJ's on the list. And I'm a little uncomfortable with that, but it's definitely a possibility. I hope we can find something better than that, but that might be the best you can do. Who should we get to replace Wagner? We already have Wagner's replacement. His name is Jordan Brooks. Would you be okay with a 3-4 defense? That's not going to happen. Not really, anyway. Maybe a little bit. You think if Desai comes, then maybe Pete has changed his ways? Desai wouldn't come here to be a yes man, right? That, yeah. If Desai comes here, I'm going to have to ask myself, okay, why is he here? Why is he here? Would he come here just to not do anything and let Pete control everything? Probably not. He doesn't need to do that. Clint Hurtt is a guy who wouldn't care because this is a promotion for him. Ryan Cobb, thank you for the $5. All I got for you, bro. Also, when that day in the life coming. You guys don't want to see a day in my life. It's not. Trust me, you will be very disappointed. One underrated idea of having a D-line DC over a linebacker DC is maybe now he will push John Snyder into better personnel on the D-line instead of so much focus at linebacker. Good point. I think we actually invested in the defensive line well last offseason. We just kind of got unlucky because of the Dunlap turf toe. Yes, go Hawks. Donatel has put together some great secondaries. Definitely. Darren Sharper's best years came under Donatel. I think Hassan Reddick fits the Fangio scheme. He's somebody who we will take a look at, but is he a Leo? I don't know if we have room for more Leos, unless you're giving up on Alton. KJ is smart, so he doesn't bring only downside, and Will ain't that big of a need we have to address. We can get by with a player like KJ until it's time to prioritize that role. Yeah, well, the downside is that he's getting older. Like, he's only going to get slower. He's only going to become less physically capable. He's only going to become more injury prone. Like, he's not going to get better. But it's not a bad idea. The Great Cheeseburger Man, thank you for the member message. Clint will be the new Ken Norton Jr. Well, hopefully he'll know better than to drop linemen into coverage all the time. That would be nice. We aren't investing top-end money at DE. Clint Hurtt was upset when we let Clowney go. I wonder if we bring him back now. Clowney would be nice. I can't even lie. Would you go get a player like Zadarius Smith? Isn't he a Leo? Is he a Leo or a 5-tech? To me, we don't have room for more Leos unless we cut Dunlap, which doesn't save money. Well, of course it is, BJ. It's possible for every team. The food gamer, I think that Jake, I think you got to bring in somebody to push him. I like Curhan. He deserves a chance, but he doesn't deserve to have the role uncontested either. Pretentious Cameron, thank you for the $5. I appreciate the uploads. I work from home, so you keep me entertained during my workday. That's what I try to do. I try to keep people engaged and entertained through the off season, especially right now when not a hell of a lot's going on for most teams. If we got the three coaches, should we be good to part ways? Oh, Cassio, that has already basically happened. That has basically already happened. One thing that some people have already noticed. starting last year, but really going into this year as well. By the way, sorry if you guys can hear my dog. I don't know if you guys can hear her or not, but she's up there running around doing crazy stuff. But anyway, we've already kind of migrated to the Vic Fangio defense. And we are probably going to lean even harder into that because we brought in all these Fangio disciples. Jeff Lowe, thank you for the member message. No day in the life needed. Keep things a mystery. It will remain a mystery. Yeah, Ryan Cobb. I don't plan on leaving anytime soon. I'm too big to fail now, officially. Does Russell Wilson need to come out and say he does not want to be traded or no? I mean, if he doesn't want to get traded, then he should say that. But if if he doesn't want to get traded, then he won't get traded. Period. Point blank. Period. Will we be big spenders this offseason? We need to be. We don't have enough draft picks. How much would you pay to get Teron Armstead? I'd go up to 9 figures. I'd go 4 years, 100. Yeah, the downside with these coaching hires would be the possibility that you have too many cooks in the kitchen. But if you're bringing him in, if you're bringing in Desai and Donatello to like back up Clint Hurtt and give him some experience, somebody to have his back, then maybe you can make it work. Who should we get for interior D-line to help with pass rush and run stop? I like Poona and Monet. Do we get Woods again? What else? Anything else in your radar? I think we need to get a 3-tech. Akeem Hicks might be the dude. Should we draft Slayer from Georgia? Can be our left tackle. I don't know too much about... I don't really want a rookie left tackle, though. Yeah, Russ looked good in the Pro Bowl contest. I did see a little bit of that. I mean, he's always been pretty accurate on that deep ball stuff. That's kind of his strength as a player. His greatest strength is his ability to hit those deep balls. So it's nothing too surprising, but it shows you the finger's fine, I guess. Yeah, Tumbo, I actually heard that the Chiefs were going to give us 2 seconds for Earl. 2 seconds. And we were actually about to do it, and then he got hurt. I don't know if that's true or not, but that was the story at the time, I remember. Apparently, we had a trade ready to go, and then Earl broke his leg. Yeah, Desai will probably be here. By the way, to anybody who just showed up, Sean Desai is no longer in the running in Oakland, in Las Vegas, because they hired, shoot, what's his name? What's Patrick Graham. Patrick Graham. The Seahawks should take the same approach on offense and give Waldron some assistance with OC experience to help him out some. I would have liked to gotten Anthony Lynn, but he got picked up by the Niners already, so he's off the table. If you can find somebody like that, that would be kind of nice. Yeah, Jeff Lowe, but that guy can't be Donatel. Donatel's already old, and he's never been a head coach. It's got to be either and Hurtt, like he's not on that kind of track yet. It would have to be Desai, right? You think we should draft Linderstorm? I mean, if we can, but I don't think we'll be able to. Yeah, did we have all of them at the same time, Ghost? Yeah, I guess we did. Yeah, the staff would be very impressive, but would it actually come together and work? That's something we can't know until the games start. Manuel Aguilar, we don't have anything we can trade for a first round pick except for Russ and DK, and I'm not that interested in trading either of them. Brendo missed the start of this chat, but is Donatel supposedly coming along to make this DC a 2-headed monster? That's what ESPN is saying. It seems like Donatel is going to be like Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Clint Hurtt is going to be like Luke Skywalker. I don't think Donatel's going to be co-DC. He might just be like a senior defensive assistant. He might just be more there to guide Clint Hurtt. And that's not a bad idea. But thank you for the $5. Charles Riley. From what I saw on websites, he's projected to be a second round, early third round. I thought he was going to go in the first. Would you prefer an offensive-minded or defensive-minded HC after Pete retires? I don't have a preference. To me, it could go either way. A hidden thing Carroll is probably really... Oh, Ghost, thank you for the $4.99. A hidden thing Carroll is probably really good at is managing staff and making them happy with their role. I'll say this. If we get Desai as a passing game coordinator, I'm kind of impressed because that's a guy who should be able to get a DC job. So the fact that he would take a job here instead tells me that maybe Pete told him he's going to have some real stuff to do here. If Shane still needs help, then I'm not feeling good about that. I mean, he is about to be a second-year play caller, second-year offensive coordinator. Wouldn't be a terrible idea to bring in somebody else to help him out if you're doing it for Hurtt, but I don't know. The Waldron's offense seemed to work a little bit better at the end of the year, so maybe they're just going to ride that. Like, I know it was two pretty bad teams, but the last two games were quite good. Went skiing today and came back to see Hurtt as the defensive coordinator. I don't like Hurtt being DC because I don't see any changes. Well, there will be changes in the play calling for sure. There have to be, right? There's no way Norton and Hurtt are going to call plays the exact same way. Period. There's the Seahawks channel that is obsessed with should Seattle get Gilmore. I think that's dumb. Yeah, I don't want to spend big on a cornerback, okay? I don't want to spend big on a corner. If we're going to spend big on a corner, just keep DJ Reed. He's good. And great in our scheme. There's a Twitter post saying all of our past DCs were bald. Huh. Yeah, I think I've seen that. I now that you mention it, I recall seeing that. No, I don't want Chandler Jones. Chandler Jones is a 3-4 linebacker. We need 4-3 ends. You don't know if he's going to be able to transition. I don't want Bobby Wagner back, Ryan. People are saying that Alvin might get traded and maybe to us, but I don't want him. I don't want him either. We really need to buff up O-line and D-line. Oh, yeah. That's the priority. Perion Winfrey? I'll have to take a look at that. Yeah, I need to start looking into this draft for 3 techs. We might as well try and keep Nino and DJ since we're running it back. Well, who says we're running it back, Cheeseburger Man? I mean, we're in a... I mean, don't get me wrong. This is continuing the trends that we established last season. But we are transitioning to that Fangio D, it looks like, very strongly. If we get Desai, I think Akeem Hicks is a real possibility. It would make sense, yeah. Charles Riley, thank you for the $5. I can dig Desai, but if we hire all these cats, I start to wonder, would the finances have been better just firing Pete? Who knows? Well, there's no salary cap for coaches, and Jody Allen's worth what? Somebody look up how much Jody Allen's worth. It's got to be like $20 billion, so she's fine. Don't worry about Jody. If you could redo one move from 2017 onwards, what would it be? Maybe I would, actually try to get something for guys like Sherman and Earl instead of just letting them go and getting nothing for it, you know? That really looks bad. You could have gotten a first-round pick for Sherman and Earl, and then they both got hurt, and then, Jody's worth $28 billion. Okay. And if you had done that, then you wouldn't be doing other stupid stuff like the Jamal Adams trade because you would have gotten more assets. So there would have been a big, trickle-down effect from the stuff like that, I think. If you could read, could we have a power issue on defense? I think it's possible, but the fact that they're willing to come on at all is interesting, right? I don't see us trading Russ right now. Yeah, I don't want Kamara. He's going to cost too much money. He's probably wearing down pass. Should O-line or D-line come first? I guess O-line. You got to try to do something different. The fact that we didn't fire Peter, trade Russ tells me we're trying to run it back for the most part. I mean, those are the two biggest pieces, but there are all kinds of different ways you can find subtle ways to change the nature of this team. Oh, thank you, Ryan Cobb. I appreciate that. Start Trey Brown if he's healthy, yeah. The Seahawks staff at the Senior Bowl were looking at the O-line and tight ends. I don't want to draft a tight end this year. I want to sign one because there are so many good ones. Kobe Bryant's interesting in the draft, Amari. I did notice him. If you could only pick one edge rusher, who would it be? I'm happy with our Leos. I want a 5-tech. I want somebody like a Clowney. Yeah, Soleil was there too. You're right. But the thing is, those guys were not known until after they won with us. It's not like we brought in a bunch of superstars. If we don't re-sign Quandre Diggs, would you like it if they sign Justin Reed? I don't know too much about how Justin Reed's played lately. The buck stops with Pete. If it doesn't work, it's all on him. Well, I would hope he can't survive another bad season. This fan base needs to make sure he can't survive another bad season. If we get Desai, I'm actually really excited about our defense. Yeah, it would be very interesting to see how it all comes together. Yeah, re-signing Everett would be cool, but there are about 100 other things you could do that would be cool too. Do we release or trade Bobby? If you can find a taker for a trade, sure, but I doubt it. Anthony Barr would be okay, but he might want more money than I'm willing to give. Overlords 3, maybe. That's a possibility, yeah. Justin Reed has been very good for a long while. Is he a free agent? I didn't see him when I was looking at the list, but I might have missed him. I mean, yeah, you just try to do something that isn't going to cost all the money in the world. You've spent all your money on Jamal and I mean, mostly just Jamal, but that's enough. Yeah, Taylor is a Leo. I want a 5-tech. Dalton Schultz would be all right if you lose Everett. Yeah, in power. I like Dalton Schultz a lot. But is Barnett good? I feel like he's like always just okay. You think we should go for Fletcher Cox? You can't. The Eagles can't let him go. They are married to Fletcher Cox for about the next 800 years. As the Hawks Nest said, they took a blood oath. They're keeping him. Oh, yeah, I would take Everett back. I like Everett. I think Everett's good. I feel like we are going to be run heavy next year and feel like he might want out if he doesn't get the ball. Would you trade him for a first? Who are you talking about, David? Oh, Metcalf. No, I would not trade him for one first. Charles Riley, thank you for the $5. Brendo, I'm sending this super chat on behalf of Russ's precision passing performance. I hope this is indicative of the finger being better. Go Hawks. Yeah, I mean, the finger is clearly okay. That's not the issue here. The issue is, how is he going? How is everything going to come together in an actual game? Emmanuel Ogba, I think he's more of a Leo, but he's going to cost a lot of money, so that's kind of tough if you're also talking about bringing in Armstead. Oh, I don't really want to re-sign Diggs either. I like Diggs. He's really good, but I can't do it. I can't do it. I got other things I'm thinking about right now. Why did we get rid of Norton? Because he wasn't good. Zadarius Smith could play 5-tech. Well, if the Packers release him, then he's going to be on the list. DeMarcus Lawrence is probably getting released. He's going to be on the list. There are some guys who are going to get let go from some of these NFC teams that you can pick up. What do you think about Brooks? He's good. He's good. I still hate that draft pick, but he can play, at least. At least he's not LJ Collier. Takaris McKinley, isn't he a bust? Has he ever done anything? Well, drop top. If that's in the scheme that we're running, I would be cool with that. Look, here's the thing. At the end of the day, fans just want something that works. They don't want something that does exactly what they want them to do. They want something that wins playoff games. They want something that has a chance to win Super Bowls. Like if we come out next year and we run fullback dive 40 times a game, but we go 14-3, I don't think we're going to be that mad about it. It's going to be kind of boring, but if we went 14-3, I think we'd all find a way to deal with it, right? This is probably the year to go all in considering the weakened nature of the conference. Yes, exactly. And the Cowboys can't really improve. They're going to be good, but they can't really get better. I still hate that players like Earl and all of them had to pay for injuries and bad play, but Pete and John haven't had to answer for being stagnant and terrible at building a team lately. Pete has too much power in the organization. It's really, really hard to get to the people above Pete to get them to do something. He's almost like our Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is too big to fail. Pete Carroll is not that far behind. It's tragic. It is. Ghost, thank you for the $1.99. Cameron Jordan is... Could he be a 5-tech? If yes, then hell yeah. I love Cameron Jordan, but I would have to see how he would fit in the role of a 5-tech. Well, the Cowboys don't have money. We do, so it's not that similar, Cheeseburger Man. Pretentious Cameron, if we miss the playoffs again, I think Pete will probably be out because the conference isn't even going to be very good this season. Exactly, sports fan. If you're aggressive, you should have a ton of money to spend. You think Brooks moves to middle next season? Yes. If he doesn't, that's very disappointing. Ryan, thank you for the $2. Should we sign Microdick to help out Bobby? Yes. Do you think we could move LJ Collier for LJ? Think it's possible we switch to a 3-4? No. No, I think we're going to do the Fangio defense, which is different than Pete's defense, but it's not a 3-4. It might have some 3-4 elements to it, though, which is nice. How are you expecting Ken to lead a defense that is not that talented? Jerome, we were bringing in more talent every year, and the defense was getting worse. Okay? The defense that he took over in 2018 had very little talent. It was still pretty good. And then you brought in guys like Clowney, Diggs, Jamal Adams, Carlos Dunlap, Jordan Brooks, Marquise Blair, LJ Collier, Darrell Taylor, and the defense, it didn't get better. So I'm more so referring to the fact that they have a star-studded roster and can't accomplish anything. Kind of. Would you be fine if we get Trent McDuffie or Kyler Gordon? If the other needs are taken care of in free agency, then sure. I don't want Sioux, the can. I don't want Sioux. I don't like him, and he's probably about to hit the wall. If Brooks moves to middle, that means Bobby's out. That's what I'm hoping happens anyway. The Seahawks might have tried to bring in Kyle Fuller with Donatelli here. How much will Kyle Fuller cost? If he's going to cost big money, then I don't see the point. Jerome, how do you know it was Pete's decision to drop linemen into coverage? I mean, Ken Norton Jr. was the play caller. Overlords, that's something they're going to have to figure out. And some of these guys have had some success with blitzing safeties before, like Leroy Butler for Ed Donatel. There was a safety for the Jets. I think his name was Brian Washington when Donatel was the secondary coach there, I think. So they'll have to figure it out. With our cap space and the right moves, we may very well be the best team in the NFC. The NFC's there for the taking, man. Okay, so... yeah. If we release Bobby, what does our cap look like for the offseason? I'll make a video on this soon, but short version is you can probably get down to about... you could probably get about $70 million of cap space if you cut, restructure, and extend a few guys. It's not even hard. Ryan Cobb, thank you for the $2. I've spent $60 on you, bro. Well, I appreciate that, Ryan. Thank you. Did you see KJ's comments about how to fix the defense and properly utilize Jamal? A little bit, yeah. Yes, Drop Top. I'm going to be jumping on Dead by Daylight shortly after this stream ends. If you was Seattle and you had to choose, would you re-sign Quandre or KJ? Who's cheaper? I don't know, Kyle, but all I know is that it didn't ever seem to work. Whenever I saw defensive linemen dropping back into coverage, it never really seemed to work out. Now, there are a lot of reasons why that could be, but all I know is that I saw like one play all year against the Packers where dropping a guy into coverage seemed to actually do something positive. Did you finish Sekiro? Yes, I beat Sekiro several days ago, actually. We don't need to extend Wilson. We just need to restructure him. We can extend him. We could extend him next year if this year goes well. If this year doesn't go well, then I don't know if extending Wilson makes any sense at all. Well, one thing to remember is that we had Mayoa dropping into coverage a lot. And Mayoa played linebacker a lot last year. That's a little different, but the idea is the same. That's not what he does well as a player. Like, why would you have him do that all the time when that's not his game? Ryan Cobb, thank you for the $2. You should do a Madden stream and 1v1 me. Um, I have the Madden that has Lamar Jackson on it. That's the last Madden I have. But I don't play Madden, really. So I could play you, but if you play Madden, then you play it more than me. Pay Russ Vetman with a $40 million bonus if we win Super Bowl. Okay. I think you guys need to get it out of your head that Wilson's ever going to take less money. He's never going to do that. Do you guys remember after Wilson's rookie season when there was actually a thing that got leaked out that his agent was going to try and get him extended after his rookie season so he could get paid? And then, of course, it came out that you can't do that. And then Wilson's camp came out and like, oh, we never said anything like that. No, of course we don't think that. And then I'm pretty sure Wilson fired his agent. Like, that dude wants to get paid. And I would do the same thing. I can't blame him for that. By the way, everyone, please like the stream. We got like 22 likes, but we got well over 120 people in here, almost 130. So please like the stream. Yeah, Cheeseburger Man. And you can't tell me, I'm sorry, to me, it seems very likely that Wilson went to his agent after his rookie year and was like, dude, I got to get paid now. I got to make money now. I just had this great rookie year. We want a playoff game. There's got to be some way I don't make peanuts the next 2 years. And something got out that shouldn't have gotten out, and it made him look bad. And yeah, it was messy. I remember it when it happened. But that dude, he wants to be compensated for what he does. And that's something I don't really get into. Yeah, I watch basketball, I watch baseball, I watch poker, I watch that's mostly it. I would love to run a 3-4, but I don't believe it's going to happen right now. Right, sports fan, exactly. Who your biggest free agent wishes? Probably Armstead. Is this your dream scenario where we get to have all three coaches? It's not my dream scenario, but it's a good scenario, I think. Yeah, I watch poker all the time, Ryan Cobb. Yeah, I'll be honest, guys. I already made a video about the Sherman thing, but I don't care. I don't care what Richard Sherman says about the Seahawks. I don't. Okay? It doesn't matter. I like Coke. I don't like Pepsi. Center prospect to look at is Dylan Parham. Hmm. Yeah, a rookie center I think is a little easier to get away with than a rookie left tackle. You play it all? Cheeseburger Man, I used to play all the time, but then COVID happened. I used to play on this one website with Bitcoin, but I just kind of stopped doing it. Technically, at the time, I wasn't supposed to because of the state that I live in. There are, of course, ways around that. But I think that might actually be changed now so you can play on that site. Or you can at least bet on sports on that site now. But I haven't been playing very much lately. Kevin King would be interesting. I don't hate it. Well, Cheeseburger Man, Washington State is not a good place for that kind of stuff. Yes, I have a job, Karen. I live in Washington State, yeah. Dude, mining Bitcoin is so not worth it anymore. It's not even funny. Um, it's Patagucci. I'm not expecting anything from Carson. I'm not expecting him to be on the team. And if he is on the team, I'm not expecting him to do anything. Bryce Callahan for the slot? Maybe. I mean, we've seen Pete Carroll turn cornerbacks' careers around before. Sidney Jones was a bust, and then he came to Seattle, and suddenly he starts putting something together. I was on Binance years ago, back when you had to use a VPN if you were in America. Or, well, no, wait. Binance didn't do that. BitMEX did that. I almost got in trouble for that one time, but I'm not talking about that anymore. I would want Penny over Carson. Yeah, me too. Me too. I don't. What's my job? I'm a software developer. You can go exclamation point job in the chat, and the bot will tell you who is going to win the Super Bowl. It is the year of the tiger. Well, of course, homemade food is better. I do have a weakness for fast food, though, Ryan. I can't even lie. I think there's a good chance we re-sign Penny. Dream scenario for the nickel position: Desmond King, and then he has a career revival. Yeah, exactly, sports fan. Sydney's PFF grade was excellent. Why bet when the NFL tanks games? Well, you can make money off the teams tanking. Would you say we bring back AP if we re-sign Penny? I guess he wants to still play though, and I can't sign him as a player unless he's okay with the practice squad. Like I can't have him on the active roster to not do anything. Dude showed up to Seattle, scored one touchdown, and then pieced out. Like I can't be keeping that guy around. Any candidates to replace Hurtt as D-line coach? No, not really. Not that I know of. I'm sure there's somebody, but I don't know. It does seem like the Rams are going to win. I got to admit that is the way I'm feeling. AP doesn't want to coach, sports fan. He wants to play. No, I'm not married. I hate women. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm not married though. I'm 32. Yeah, well, I think Penny's finally able to play without being dragged down by the injury, and that's helping him a lot. So I don't know. I don't know what to really say about it. But I think Penny is worth $4 million. Maybe Robert, but probably not. I would do 2 years, Food Gamer. Why not? Yeah, if we're not going to be aggressive in this free agency period, then what is even the point of running a team? No, no Xavier Howard. No Xavier Howard talk. That's silly. He's way too expensive. You think Russ stays? Right now, I do, yeah. I'd give Penny a 2-year deal just in case he has some insane season next year. Yeah. No, I'm not gay. You need to start a podcast? This channel isn't that different from a podcast, though, when you think about it. Teron Armstead. How much would you spend on the offensive line? As much as it takes. You can't really have a hard stop here with money. Yeah, I know, Trevor. He sounds insecure as hell. Like, I kind of get it. I kind of get it. But to me, Wilson liking and retweeting that stuff or whatever, he comes across as a little insecure. Five Guys is the best fast food for sure. Yeah. It barely feels like fast food because the quality is actually better than the average fast food place. Hmm. Will D play Adams right? You would hope that's why you bring in guys like Donatel and Desai. Do we add anyone else to the coaching staff? I mean, we got to bring in a new defensive line coach now. Yeah, price doesn't really matter to me. If I'm going out to get food, I'm not really thinking about price. I just want to get whatever I feel like eating. Yeah, I saw that ghost. DJ Jones. I don't know a lot about DJ Jones, Robert. Yeah, QB coach as well, because didn't Austin Davis like basically pull a Dave Chappelle and just what free agent O line do you like? Armstead, Kelsey. Cheesecake Factory is great, but that's not fast food. That's a sit down restaurant. I actually haven't been to Five Guys in a while, guys. I should go. Eventually, Trevor, but not anytime too soon. Sleeper picks the Seahawks to target with their first pick. I don't know if Falele counts as a sleeper, but he's one of the guys I really have my eye on, who I have a big man crush on. I've had Dick's a few times. It's good, but it didn't do that much for me, to be honest. Like, it was so small, too. It's like their food is so small. You almost got to get like two of them. If we do land Sean Desai, what are your expectations for this defense? I expect this defense, maybe it'll have a little bit of a learning curve to it because things are changing a little bit. But overall, I would say that you expect the defense to be top 10 because most of the pieces and the head coach who runs the defense largely are still the same guys. Um, Apex, I used to be on nitrogensports.eu, but that's Bitcoin only, so that might not work for you. But that's what I always used. I've never had the Safeway Chinese food. No, wait, I did one time. I had their, what was it? The spicy chicken. It was okay. I needed to clear my sinuses. I do not like Burger King. I don't like Burger King. Yeah, I mean, Dick's is probably better quality, but I was so unimpressed by the size. And sometimes that's good. Sometimes you don't want to eat that much. But I'm every time I go to get Five Guys, they give you so much food. It's like, hell yeah. Trevor, no. Twitter sucks now, and I have an Instagram, but I never post on it. I just use it to follow other people. So not for this purposes, no. Oh, I've already played every God of War game. I've never had Shake Shack. Chandler Jones is a 3-4 linebacker. I don't think he would fit this defense. Emmanuel Ogba is. I don't see it. Guys, it's not my fault. That's what the restaurant called themselves. Okay? They're called dicks. I got to work with it. If I call it something else, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. Hey, hold on, guys. We need to pick up a third down back. No, I think our third down back situation's good. Isn't Harold Landry an outside linebacker in a 3-4? I don't know if he fits either. Actually, Corbin Smith had a tweet the other day. DJ Dallas and Travis Homer were both extremely successful um, getting their blocks on third downs last year. So I don't think we have a problem there at all. Mateus, maybe, but I don't know who that would be off the top of my head. I love Marlon Matt Ghost. That would be one of my guys. Yeah, Travis Homer's a great blocker. If you keep him around, you're fine. And I think DJ, I gave DJ some crap for not being as good of a blocker, but if you look at the numbers, he's not as bad as I thought. Hmm. No, I don't think so, Aaron. I used to. There used to when I worked at Microsoft for a few months. They had a different food truck out front every day, so you would just go eat whatever they were serving up there. Working at Microsoft, like it didn't last long, but there was some pretty nice parts to it too. No, no Chandler Jones. He's a 3-4 outside linebacker. We don't know how he'll fit in a 4-3. I've never had pho. Wait, why don't you still work there? I was a contractor, and then they didn't need me anymore. They needed me for a few months, and then they didn't need me. So you move on. Dream scenario for defensive line. I'm pretty happy with where we would be if we could get Akeem Hicks and Clowney. Like I've heard Google is amazing to work at. Yeah, I have too, but I'm happy with where I am right now. Eric Fisher would be good. Yeah, actually, Eric. If we could get Eric Fisher, I would be down with that. I don't like pineapple on pizza very much. Yeah, I would take Clowney back. I think he would be perfect for our 5 tech spot. Ryan Cobb, thank you for the $2. Would you attend my wedding as my bride? No. That might be. Uh, that might be a good time to start winding down the stream. Do I have any advice, Mafuz? I don't know if Josh Tenor still teaches there, but don't make fun of his name. He doesn't like that. Food options here at Boeing are P good. And I never worked for Boeing, but I knew like every one of my coworkers worked for Boeing at some point in their life. Would you resign Dwayne Brown? No. Thank you, Juan. Appreciate that. I am a PlayStation guy, the food gamer, but I don't have a PS5 yet. There's nothing to play on it yet, so I don't need it one. And every time I try to get one, um, it has predictable results. Randy Gregory would be kind of interesting, but I don't know. I mean, it's not like he's been very productive in his career. How do you feel about trading down in the draft? If it's the right move to make, it's the right move to make. It all depends on what's available there. It depends on what you've done in free agency. Would you cut Gabe Jackson? Probably not. Unless you could get somebody a lot better like an Andrew Norwell, but I don't think you can. John Gruden is Seahawks head coach. I mean, I'm not a big fan of John Gruden's coaching style. It seems to me that he can't build a team. He can only coach a team that's already there. But that being said, you could do worse. See you later, Ryan. Ben Jones would be nice, yeah. I will live stream the draft, the food gamer. The Can, thank you for the $20 Canadian. Go get some Five Guys with my Canadian Monopoly money. I may end up doing that in the near future. Yeah, exactly, Banana Toppin. The NFC should be pretty weak. Well, Green Earth, I don't think this is a good year to do that because there are so many good free agent tight ends. There are literally like 15 quality tight ends in free agency. Mariners have a real good shot at making the playoffs, yeah. Flores is out off the table now, especially now that we've hired Donatel. Yeah, I saw that, Andrew. Yeah, look, it's going to be a risk, but sometimes in life you take risks. Signing Armstead is a risk, but sometimes you take those risks. Brother Abe 509, thanks for the $1.99. Thanks for your opinion, bro. No problem. No problem. Seattle is trying to change the defense for a Vic Fangio style, so why don't we try to sign Fangio to DC? Fangio would probably want to run the whole defense by himself, and Carroll's probably not okay with that. And Fangio, by the way, might still want a head coaching job. I don't know if he could get one, but he might want that. I guess Alexander, but Forsyth, that guy needs some work. That guy needs some work. And if we give it to him now, he's going to get Wilson killed. So I'm a little gun shy. Ghost, I think the Saints are probably going to let Cameron Jordan go. They're, of course, going to lose Marcus Williams in free agency. Kamara's probably gone. Taysom Hill probably be gone. Maybe one or two others. Yeah, Daniel, whenever I get around to draft coverage, basically it'll probably start sometime in like pretty close or maybe after free agency because free agency informs what we do in the draft, right? Bryce Young from Alabama behind Wilson. No, Bryce Young is not it, guys. Just another Alabama quarterback. Can you do a Madden rebuild? I don't really play Madden. What do you think about Kamara? I don't really want him. He's going to cost too much money, and he might be wearing down. Why don't I like Bryce Young? Because he's not going to be a good pro, probably. Yeah, OJ Howard is another good option, too. Sean Desai is unsigned. Sean Desai did not sign to the Raiders. Patrick Graham did. Sean Desai is available. At this point, I think he's probably going to come here. My favorite killer in Dead by Daylight is probably the Plague. Plague is fun. Dream scenario at corner and safety. What we have with maybe like Xavier Rhodes and Devin McCourty, something like that. Yeah, Giants could get Desai, I guess, but at the end of the day, you would assume that DeBole's going to bring in his guys. Don't know if Desai would be one of his guys. Green Earth, they're going to be able to bring back some of it, but they're probably going to lose Robert Woods. I don't think they can bring back Odell or Von Miller, but they may find a way to. They can kick the can down the road another year if they want to, and if they win the Super Bowl, they very well may. But the other thing is they have to extend Stafford. Silver Ace, it might end up not mattering that much. Andrew Tobias, thank you for the $2. Appreciate the support. Yes, Mafuzz, we'll be doing another fan stream for sure. Giants signing Patrick Graham. The Giants already had Patrick Graham. AFK, I like a couple of our UDFA receivers. I've always liked Aaron Fuller, and I like Cade Johnson, but going to be a while before they get a chance because we're good at receiver. Oh, Raiders signing Patrick Graham. Okay, that makes more sense. Not really Apex. We need to do a little better at center than Posick. Posick's not terrible, but you got to do better. Yeah, I don't think, unless Donatel just wants to hang out with his son, then he's got to be coming here knowing he's going to have some power, some role to play. Cheeseburger Man, I don't think he's gotten dumber. I just don't think he's gotten smarter, and his physical ability leaving him is causing it to be more obvious. His athleticism is starting to fade, and you're starting to notice it more, but I don't think he's gotten dumber. Are you partially Asian? Yeah, Aaron. I'm half Korean. Yeah, Posick's a good backup. I want to bring him back as a backup, but that's about it. When do you think we're drafting a new quarterback? Nothing right now, but it depends on how this year goes. All right, guys. So we went for about an hour. I'm gonna go ahead and tap on out now. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. We raised a lot of money. Got a couple new subscribers. We got a lot of people to show up. We got close to 1,100 total views. Kyle Tanoe, welcome to the channel. We will be back on this channel a little bit later tonight. I'm going to hop on Dead by Daylight, I think, pretty soon here. So give me a little bit of time. But thank you, everybody, for coming out for this stream. Peace out. Go Hawks. And interesting couple of decisions today. Hopefully they take us in the right direction. I give it a chance, but only time will tell.